go!
Hooray!
PrimeFools!
Hey, the PrimeFools.
Hooray!
We're the fools of Prime.
Yes.
We'll find out with this mod pack. And it's getting dark. We've wasted so much time.
Oh, this is the perfect time.
This is the perfect time. We all die. We have a crafting bench though between us. And I have a flower.
Isn't that all you need?
Minor key again?
This is Foolcraft, guys.
It is.
Mod pack Foolcraft. And we're gonna have a little
fools like
thing
us.
going on here. For the PrimeCraft members. So we got Super Turtle here, Scusi, AC,
Hello.
and me.
Degarvia, what up?
Hooray!
Fine. We need to flee to the water or something
Oh
like that.
god, I looked at the Enderman. Remember me?
Rip! Rip! Alright. So as you can see there, we have started a Foolcraft server. Yay modded. It's so much fun, and there is a lot to take in. If this is your first modded experience, this is a large, beefy mod pack. So what I wanted to do is, instead of showing you footage of what I did my first day, what I'd like to do is kind of a condensed tutorial on what you should try to do first when you first get into a Foolcraft world to set you off on the right foot. So the first thing you do want to do is you want to go into your options and your controls, and you want to go and search down here for the mod Vein Miner. And I think it is initially set to Grav, which is like the little accent button above tab, but that is also the button that you use to open your questing menu. And questing can be very important, it can be very lucrative, so you want to prevent the keybind conflict there. So I set mine to R because it's hard to hit accidentally, it's easy to hit normally. And if you don't know, Vein Miner lets you take out a big section of connected material all at once. So, you know, let's just dive right into it. If you are in need of wood, you go and you find a tree, and you hold your Vein Miner button as you harvest it, and boom, you get the whole thing. Or you would if you weren't in creative mode like I am. Yeah, it's very overpowered, but at the same time, it's awesome. Actually, let's see if I can do this. Alright, so come over here and you're going to punch your first tree. But it takes out all the blocks, and there's fast decay on the leaves, so you'll get your saplings and your apples and stuff. So then you go ahead and make yourself a crafting table like you would in vanilla. But what you should do is put it back in your crafting grid, and then you'll get this crafting station. And what a crafting station does is when you build stuff in here, and say you exit out, it stays. Right? So you don't drop all your items on the floor. You can come back to it later if you're missing something. But you can just go ahead and make yourself a wooden pickaxe. And actually, if you're playing, you're probably going to want several of these. And then you can come and get your next material that you're going to need. Obviously, you're going to need more wood. I'm just not collecting it all. So we want to find some stone. So I mean, obviously, you know how to find stone. It's right there. Then I'm going to vein mine that as well, and it's going to destroy my axe. But look at that! I got 54 cobblestone with that first pickaxe, and I'm going to come down here, and I'm going to do it again. And a little tip, that might, if you're standing on the surface, it will just dig it out from underneath you. So if you put a separate block in there, you won't fall. So yeah, we got some stone. I'm going to go back into creative mode. Oh, yeah, there we go. And I can't fly for some reason. There we are. So you get yourself some stone, and then you want to make a stone pickaxe so that you can go down and mine iron. But you also want to make some furnaces, and that seems a little weird. Why would you make so many furnace? And the reason is, let me just grab a... Right. What's going on here? There we go. The reason you want furnaces is in this mod pack you can make armor out of just about anything. So if I go like this, I can make boots and a hat that are a furnace. Now, depending on the material you make them out of, they have a different ability. You can see here this one says auto smelt. So that's exactly what it sounds like. When you're wearing them, if I go and now harvest some stone, it will not be cobblestone, it'll be whole stone. If I would harvest sand in survival mode, it would give me glass. Wood would be charcoal, etc. So you can use this now to go down and mine things like iron and stuff and then not have to smelt them. You can just use them right away because you will get ingots. So now you're basically set up to go out and get mad amounts of resources, right? You can vein mine stone, wood, everything like that, and you're ready to go out and start exploring. And when you're exploring, what you want to do is try to get yourself one of these hermitrons. These hermitrons, they contain items inside that are part of like a collectible trading game if you wanted to do that. But if you dump them out, this is basically a shulker box. So you can find them all over, and you can use them as a portable inventory expansion. So that's helpful because there are a lot of items in this game, and yeah, you're gonna need space to carry them. You also want to keep an eye out for things like chance cubes or structures like this. Both can be lucrative. For instance, these fountains, usually under one of the pillars, they'll have a chest, and you can find things like iron ingots and other various things. You want to look out for these fluid cows. They can contain basically any ore or fluid in the game. You can find a cow that will just be able to give it to you by the bucketful. So we come over here and we check him. He's chocolate milk. I've never found one of those before. That's hilarious. So he's a chocolate milk cow, right? Boom. All kinds of chocolate milk. Oh, I keep forgetting I'm in creative mode. And chance cubes. These things can be good. These things can be bad. I recommend in the beginning you want to break them from as far away as possible and then back up immediately. They'll usually drop something really crappy. This one was just a witch, so that's not too bad at all. But sometimes they can be very, very bad. So, do it with care, but also you can get very good items out of there and resources. So you don't want to avoid them completely. Just be cautious. Early game, these are the items here that you're going to need to become overpowered as quickly as possible. You want to grab a bunch of wood so that you can not have to come back for it at any point in time, and then you can basically go underground. You're going to want to get some cobblestone, make your furnace armor, and some picks, and then you can also find gravel, sand, and clay, and those are going to make something called grout, which I will talk about in a minute, but they're very important, so make sure you get at least, I'd say 2 stacks of these, 2 stacks of these, and 1 stack of clay blocks if you can. You're also going to want to keep your eye out for gold while you're mining, obviously, but this is very important in this pack for a couple of reasons. Diamonds, obviously, and obsidian is quite important. As soon as you can get a diamond pick on the go, and then you can get some obsidian, you come back here, and you want to make, let's say, pants and a chest plate, because we made a hat and boots that were furnace. And then if you put these on, let me see here, chest plate and that, we now have, if we were in creative mode, or survival mode I should say, notice my hearts, they're starting to fill up there with gold, and if I had food they would, oh my god, if I had food, they would fill up completely, and then you basically have a double row of hearts. Plus, it also grants you flame resistance and fire protection 4. So that's really amazing. This is like the most OP armor, and it's very easy to get very fast because you can vein mine straight to the bottom in no time at all. Find diamonds very quickly, then mine obsidian, and yeah, you're good to go. You have double health. And very little can kill you. The thing is, vein mining is going to make you hungry. So I would like to show you the absolute best way to feed yourself in Foolcraft. you're going to want to grab yourself some clay and make this bakeware. I can't show you the recipe because I set up this world in creative mode, and now every time I try to click something over here, it just gives it to me instead of showing me the crafting recipe. But this is called it's called bakeware. So find yourself some of that, get yourself some seeds, and then obviously a hoe. And then you can, and this is actually ridiculously overpowered. I couldn't believe it when I actually figured this out. Plant your seeds, and then you're thinking, okay, great, I've played Minecraft before. I know all about how to grow wheat. This is not that impressive. Well, let me show you. In this pack, if you crouch, like sneak, let me see here, we can get out here in F5, and then you just walk through, see the clouds there? That's technically me passing gas, but it acts as a fertilizer. And look how fast this wheat is growing, okay? Now, if you did a fairly large patch of this, you could grow yourself a ton of wheat in no time. Now that it's started to grow, I'm going to hold right-click. Now you'll notice I'm harvesting it, but I don't have to replant seeds in the spot. They just literally, it only takes like the top bit of grass and leaves the rest. So if I sit here for just a few minutes, you can imagine how quickly I'm going to fill up my inventory with wheat, right? Very fast. Now, bread is an okay food, and like I said, it's very easy to accumulate a bunch, so that's good. But what you should be doing is, once you have your bread, put it in here next to your baking dish, and then you'll get toast. So bread gives you 2 and a bit drumsticks. Toast will get you 4 or 3.5. Now, if you take 2 toasts and make a toast sandwich, then you're at 4 solid drumsticks, and look at the saturation. That's fantastic. That's a very easy food to create a massive amount of, especially while you're early game. You don't need any automation. Just a few minutes going through your wheat patch like this, and you'll have stacks of wheat, then you'll have stacks of bread, and then you'll have stacks of toast sandwiches. And I'll tell you, I've played for probably a good 12 or 14 hours now, and I haven't eaten anything but toast sandwiches. I haven't had to struggle for food, and it's been fantastic. So that is what I would recommend you do with your food, or for food. You're also going to need a bucket of lava, which I'll show you why in a minute over there, but make sure you're looking for that, and slime and string. Now, string can be tricky. You can obviously find it from spiders at nighttime, or if you're underground mining, you may come across a mine shaft. Make sure you grab string. There's also a couple of surface structures that will also have cobwebs as decoration. Make sure you grab this, because you can make something called animal nets, and that will let you pick up the fluid cows as you find them, and you can store them in your inventory, which is extremely beneficial to you later on. Some of the best stuff in the game you can get from those cows, and you'll just find them anywhere. There's no like rhyme or reason. Sometimes they're on the top of mountains, sometimes they're just here, and it's just kind of random what they generate, but really good stuff. Slime, you want to look up. And I know that sounds weird, but I kind of wish it's the only thing that was missing from this spawn area was a slime island. But they float up in the sky, and if you get underneath them, slimes will start spawning, and they'll fall off the edge and come down after you. You just kill a few of those, get yourself some slime balls. I'd say like a half a stack is adequate, and I will show you what that is for. You're going to make yourself slime boots, like this, and a slime sling. And again, I can't show you the recipes because they're hidden and I don't have them memorized, but you basically are going to want a pair of these boots. These boots will prevent fall damage. So no matter how high you fall from, you'll get like a little bit of bounce in your step, but you won't take any damage. And the slime sling, you use it like a bow, so you draw back to power it up, and it's basically going to launch you the opposite direction that you're facing. So straight down will make you go up. If you want to go that way, like we do, you're going to want to do this. See? And with the slime boots, you don't take slime damage, and it's a very good way to like make the cross-country trek very fast. So I would recommend those. And the slime sling is also going to be very important in order to catch a ghast. And I'll explain why you would want to catch a ghast in just a moment. But remember the clay and gravel and sand that I told you want to collect. Besides using the clay in the bakeware recipe, you're also going to want to make something called grout. And grout is basically made like the new vanilla concrete is, but instead of dye, the place where dye is in the concrete recipe, you would use clay. And then that's going to give you something called grout, which I didn't bring with me. But grout can be used, actually I'm going to go grab some because there's something I want to show you. So you want to go aim for like probably like roughly 3 stacks. And come back over here to our station where we're talking about the grout. So basically, you can fire this in a smeltery to get seared bricks, which is something we're going to need to build a tinker smeltery. You can put them right in a furnace and do it, or if you have your furnace armor, I'm going to use a building wad because I basically don't want to do this the long way. But you can just like lay this out like you would anything that you're building. Like that. And then with your furnace armor on, so I gotta come back in here and switch those out. You're gonna mine this. Did I get rid of my pickaxe? I did. Sorry for all this jumping back and forth, but as prepared as you try to be, you're always gonna forget something or make some sort of a mistake. And back into survival. Yeah, so with your furnace armor on, you're gonna vein mine this. Slowly, slowly. Boom. And it's going to auto smelt into the seared bricks. Now, seared bricks are what you're going to use to make everything here that I've showed you. And again, you can look up the recipes yourself, but you're going to want some seared bricks. You're going to need 1 smeltery controller. You're going to need, well, actually, I can show you these. I know most of these. So the smeltery controller is a chest, like that. Smeltery controller. The tank, you're going to need some glass, which I don't have on me, so look up that recipe. And then you got your casting basin, your casting table, your faucets go like this. And then the drain, I can't remember. Did I just make one of those? No, the drain is... I can't remember. Look up the recipes. It's very easy to do. But then you want to put them together in a very specific way. And I'm just going to hop back into creative to do that. So you need at least a 3x3 for your smeltery. Like that. And then you need a controller. This is like the brain of the smeltery. This is where your interface is. And then you want, where did I put my drains? Smeltery drain, there we go. You can put these on either side. I usually like to do at least 2 of these because there's going to be a lot of times when you'll want the extra. And then you can put one of these faucets. And then if you do them on the corners, you actually have extra room in the end, like that. So that's pretty sweet. And this will all make sense in a second. Basins, these things are for making blocks. So basically, this smeltery in the end is going to melt down ores for us. And then we can use those to make ingots or blocks and then use those metals in recipes. So it's basically like a big furnace, but it has a couple of other properties that are kind of interesting that you can get into on your own. What I really want to just show you is the basic smeltery setup. And then we need our tank like this. Wait, that's a casting basin. This one is the tank. Like that. And lava is a good fuel to use these. So there you go, 4 buckets will fill it, and then it's operational now. One last thing I forgot to put out was the casting table. This piece is very important. So if you right click here, you have basically an opening, and this is the inventory of the smeltery for raw stuff. that it hasn't smelted down yet. This is all of your liquid materials that you have stored inside. And you can grow this by increasing the height of your smeltery. So every row that you go up will add, I think, another 3 or so to this. I don't know exactly how it works, but the bigger the better. So say you get your iron ore that you haven't smelted, or copper or whatever from down below, you can right click in here and put them in here and it'll start to melt down. If you get buckets from your fluid cows out and about, you right click on the drain. Of course you need to be in survival mode. You can in survival mode right click liquids into the drain. Oh, there we go. I just did it. You don't aim for the faucet, aim for the block itself. You'll see it inside, and then when you come down here to your controller, you can also see the levels, and it'll show you how many ingots, nuggets, and blocks that you have available to you. So right now, not much, but that's okay. As you add stuff in there, the levels will grow. Now, what do you use this for besides melting ores? You use it for this lovely mod, Tinker's Construct. So it's kind of a little daunting at first, but if you go in here and you use the @ symbol, Tinker's Construct, it'll bring up everything that's involved in the mod, and it looks like an awful lot, and it is, but it's just because of all the different combinations of materials you can use for your tools, the different woods that you can make all your stencil tables and stuff out of. But basically, it doesn't need to be that complicated. You need a stencil table. This will help you make your initial stencils. The part builder will let you turn your stencils into a usable part that you can then place on your casting table and pour molten gold over to make a mold. Once you have your mold, you can go to your tool station and or back to your part builder and build. Here, I guess I should just show you. Okay, stencil table, part builder, this, and the forge. So you want to kind of have it set up close to your smeltery, because you'll be using these things kind of together. So in here, you need stencils, which I actually thought ahead of and got here. And this thing can just hold the stencils, so you can put a bunch in there. And then it's got all the different parts. So basically, we want to make a pickaxe, so I would just use the pickaxe. You'll need a tool rod, that's like the handle, and then you'll need a binding, and the binding is what attaches the tool rod to the head. Now, if I'm going too fast here, I'm sorry. I realize this can get complex and daunting, but this is actually way more simple than I'm making it sound. So, so basically, if you make a stencil like this for your binding, one for your tool rod, like that, and then pickaxe head like this. Then you want to come over to your part builder, and then you want to build it out of something. So you can use like anything. I would recommend like cobble or something cheap. And then this is crazy. Just trying to throw everything away like that. Boom. So now you have the equivalent parts made out of stone. So you would put it here. You want melted gold in here, and if you have multiple metals, they'll just stack on top of each other, and you just click the one that you want to move to the bottom, and whichever one's on bottom is the one that's going to pour. So right now we have iron, but you'd want gold, and you pour it out, and it will make a cast. This thing will disappear. Well, not the table, but the part inside will disappear, and you'll be left with a mold that you can then pour other metals into. Now, when you first start the game, you'll get like a book. It's for Tinker's Construct. It says Materials and Me, and in there it will tell you all the different materials you can use in these tools and what benefits they'll give you. So I'm going to leave that up to you. But basically, once you have your molds made for all 3 parts and you cast them out of the materials, you want to come back here, and then we're making a pickaxe. You click pickaxe, and you would put the pickaxe head you made, the binding you made, and the tool rod that you made in here, and that will give you your tool, right? So let's say you made, and see, you can make them out of everything, as you can see here. We'll say paper. Did that actually give that to me? Paper. Okay. So you have a paper pickaxe, and it's not very good. But remember, we've collected a bunch of obsidian. So you're going to take some of your obsidian. Do I actually still have obsidian? Yeah, I do. And I think here, take your blank cast. So basically, to make a blank cast, you would leave nothing in your casting table and just pour gold in, and then you'll get this square. So take that and surround it. I said, really? Like this. And you'll get these reinforcements. So if you take 5 of these reinforcements, and what the reinforcement does is it increases the durability of your tool. You come over here to your tool forge, and this is, for tinkers, this is basically your enchanting table. You put your tool in, and then you can add like lapis for fortune, redstone will be like haste, diamond does something, quartz does something. So basically different materials can be added onto your pickaxe to improve it, and these things also level up as you use them. So the tinker's tools are the ones you want to use. They are awesome, and you can make all kinds of things: bows, weapons, cleavers, like your basic tool set, and then some really cool combo tools like this. This mattock is like a shovel, axe, and hoe all in one tool, so it saves a ton of space on your hotbar. But that's, again, for you to explore. What I want to show you is these. If you put the reinforcements on here, you'll notice that the durability will go up each time. So right now we are 8 out of 8. Wait. Okay, oh sorry, under traits there. See, now we're up to reinforced 3. Every time you do it, it'll go up a level. And now you're at unbreakable. So basically what that means is this pickaxe cannot take damage, no matter what. So if you're using Vein Miner to vein mine a bunch of stuff, let me see here. Yeah, survival. It will not take any damage. So it might take a while. But look at that, moving mountains. And the key to Vein Miner is you want to hold the Vein Miner key. As long as you hold it, it will keep like destroying material until it reaches its limit. But if you don't hold it, if you like let go as soon as you first break the stone, it will only do like a little bit. And I'll show you here. Boom, just a little bit. Whereas this first one did like everything, took out the whole mountain. So obviously you don't want to make your entire tool out of oh. I actually broke it. I needed to do the reinforcement one more time. So make sure you do it 5 times till it says unbreakable, and then you literally will have an unbreaking pickaxe that you can use for the rest of the game. And like I said, go through the Tinker Smeltery book, look at the different materials, and decide what abilities you want to have on your pick. Like some of them will give you the ability to teleport items home to a chest, so you don't even carry them in your inventory. It's just amazing. This mod is so overpowered. I absolutely love it. But that's the basic smeltery. That will get you to a point where you can make your first pick unbreakable, and then you're unstoppable. The only thing left that you could possibly need, you have double hearts from your obsidian armor, you have an unbreakable tool so you can mine everything. I've shown you how to just get unlimited amounts of food for very, very fast. The only thing left is flying. Why wouldn't you want to fly, right? So this game has a thing called, this mod has, like modpack has a thing called the Angel Ring. It's also part of Tinker's Construct. Oh, I love you, Tinkers. This thing will grant you creative flight. So literally the exact same as being in creative mode. Just like this, you can fly around and do everything. In order to do it, though, you're going to need to make some golden lassos, and that's why you need the string. That and animal nets. So you're going to make some golden lassos, and this will let you catch passive mobs. I think to make the angel ring, you need to catch a squid and a chicken. And then you need a cursed lasso that you use to catch a ghast. Now, in order to get a cursed lasso, you have to go to the nether. You got to fight wither skeletons until you get one of these drops of evil, and you can combine it with your golden lasso to get a cursed lasso. Now, with the cursed lasso, you can catch a ghast, but only, and I repeat, only if it has 2 hearts or less. So you basically have to go in the nether, damage a ghast, but not kill it, and then use the cursed lasso to catch it. And once you have that, you can come back and just, you know, go in here, do your at Tinkers, or type in angel, and the pictures don't really work, but there's different aesthetic versions. They're all the same. They all help you fly. And then you can see the recipe. Again, I can't show you, and I'm really sorry for that. But there's a couple of different steps. You need like a ring of the flying squid, which you make with like a squid that you have trapped and like a chicken you have trapped and blah blah blah. And then you can use that with the gas to make the angel ring. And then once you have that, you need to power it. So it will tell you somewhere in here that you need grid power 32. We have 0. So in order to make grid power, the easiest way I've found is you want to go in and make two of these water mills, and then you want to get them. They basically are green power, right? So they're gonna get all of their juice from running water. Now, the only thing that will actually power them is the running water. A source block won't. So if I put water here, it's coming around on all 4 sides, and you can see now that this thing is generating 14. If I come over here and put one in this corner, now this one is also generating 14. Now it's a little tricky, but you can actually get these things. Let me see here. You can actually get 2 of these things like that to generate 32. See? So I have a water source in the corners and then one water source in the middle here. You want to avoid putting them next to each other because you'll get the infinite water source, and then this thing will actually generate less power. So once you have this up to 32, then you can use your angel ring to fly. Now the thing is that will work as long as the chunks that these are in are loaded. So if you fly too far away, you'll just fall out of the sky. So what I recommend you do is you also want to build one of these chunk loaders. Now when you place this down, let me see if I can go into survival. Into survival, chunk loader, so it's doing right now 9 chunks. So that's sufficient. If you have other farms that you want running while you're not around, you can increase this size. Look at that, 49 chunks. You can also show the lasers, so that will show you, look how far out. Yeah, it basically, yeah. That doesn't look like 49 chunks. But anyways, you can trust these things. They do work. I've been using them, and this will let you go to the nether and everything and still use your creative flight. So yeah, once you're at this point now, you're basically OP. Nothing can touch you. You can fly. You have 2 rows of hearts. Yeah, you unbreakable tools. You're so OP. But there's more. I know that's hard to believe, but there is more. Once you've found a place that you want to set up shop, let me see here. I'm going to go back into survival mode, and oh yes, I can still fly because of my angel ring. You want to use a command called set home, and then type in your name. So for me, it is Scoozy. So home, Scoozy, set. Now basically what that means is I can fly all the way over here, and I'm hungry now because I'm in creative mode or survival mode. So I can fly all the way over here, do my mining or whatever. I'm underground, and then I can type /home, finish it off, Scoozy, hit enter, and it'll warp me right back here at any point in time. I'm gonna get out of here before I die. So that is super OP. So you basically go down, you do your vein mining, and then when you're done mining and you want to come home, you just teleport. Another interesting command is the /back. So if you, for some reason, do die, what will happen is all of your items will be put into like a gravestone for you, waiting where you died. Well, when you respawn, if you use the command /back, it will take you where you've died. So let me just see if I can do this real quick. Boom. So I'm going to respawn back over here where I set my home. /BACK, enter. Boom. It'll warp you right back to here. And to get your grave, what you want to do is stand beside it and just crouch, hit the shift key. And not only will it give you back all your items, but it'll also put them back in the slots that they were when you died. So your armor's equipped, your weapons are right where you want them, your tools, everything. So you can literally teleport back, pick up your items, and then kill the guy who just killed you, you know, in half a second. It's ridiculous. It's some people would call it cheaty, but I mean, that's what this mod pack is all about. It's about getting to the point where you are so OP that you have nothing to worry about, and then you can focus on doing your builds or building your crazy farms, whatever it is you want to do. And for me, that's what my series is going to be all about. I've done all of this on our server. I've gotten to the point where I have creative flight, and I also have gone one step further and set up my storage system, which I can kind of, I might go over a little bit in the next episode, because whew, let me tell you, there are some hurdles to cross when you're setting up your advanced storage system, but I made it through, and I can guide you too in the next episode. So hopefully I didn't ramble too much, and this video is somewhat easy to follow. If I glazed over anything or rushed past anything and you have questions, let me know down in the comments section. I'll be happy to go into a detailed explanation. I kind of fought between leaving stuff out of this video to keep it somewhat short, and also telling you all of the things that you need to do to get overpowered. So it was kind of a fine balance, and I think hopefully we struck it somewhere in the middle. So I hope you enjoyed that. And like I said, any questions, let me know down in the comments, and I will definitely be going over more of this stuff as the series progresses. But for a first episode, I figured maybe this was the way to do it. I could be wrong. I know a lot of the other guys probably have footage of their actual gameplay. I don't know. For me, I wanted to get my thoughts together and kind of organize it a bit before I started, and I don't know how well I succeeded, but it is what it is. So I hope you enjoyed today's episode, and if you did, be sure to go down and thumb rustle that like button for me. Oh, look at my wings. Yeah. Thumb rustle the like button, show me that you did enjoy it, and if you're new and you want to follow the modded series, you want to find out more about Foolcraft or see what we get up to here as PrimeFools on the PrimeFools server, be sure to hit the subscribe button so you can come back and check out my future videos as they are posted. Also, go down into my description box and check out the other members that are playing this mod pack. Not everybody's doing it because, like I said, this is a beefy mod pack and it destroys most computers. So there's a couple of us that can get on here and play, and unfortunately not everyone could. But go down, check out everybody else's videos. Tell them that Scoozy sent you and give them a like, and hopefully we'll see you back here for PrimeFools Episode 2. Until then, this is Scoozy. So, peace!